music will add an air of ambiance.
It goes perfect with a wine and cheese event, but think outside the box. Have fun with this. Invite us to your board meeting, your restaurant gathering, or even another fundraiser.
100% of your donation to our Oompa Surprise campaign will go to the Marion County Literacy Council and help us win this year's Kiss the Horse for Literacy campaign.
So call me and schedule a date. Call me here at WOCA The Source at 732-8000.
Just one more way WOCA The Source is reaching out to Ocala and Marion County to make this the best community possible. There you go. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's April Fool's Day. If you go to Google Maps, on the lower left-hand corner, there's a little box, and then it looks like Pac-Man. You click on that, and your map will turn into a Pac-Man game. So you can play Pac-Man in the streets of your own neighborhood, or at least on the computer screen.
That's pretty cool.
So there you go.
That is pretty.
So today is April Fool's Day, and I want to tell you about some fake news stories.
Okay.
Not that are in the news right now necessarily, but that have been throughout history. It's kind of a fun topic. When a group of scientists discovered in 2011 that some particles travel faster than the speed of light, which defied what physicists believed forever, the announcement drew a lot of attention. And it actually seemed to undo one of the bedrock theories of the 20th century.
Oh, my.
Special relativity. There was just one problem. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. I don't remember them telling us it wasn't true. I remember reading it, thinking it was true, and I've held on to that thought till today when I found this article that says it wasn't true. It had all been a result of mismeasurement, in part from a loose cable.
Oh, gee. Oh, gee.
I don't even understand how you measure the speed of light, period.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's done.
Exactly.
Let alone measuring something that might go faster than it.
Yeah.
It's not the only example of a study that was wrong. Some good scientific reasons to think that lots of published research is actually false.
Uh-huh.
In 2005, a research professor named John Ioannidis published a much-quoted paper titled, quote, "Why Most Published Research Findings Are False."
I believe that.
So one way we know studies are false is that they get disproved by larger or better studies. Early studies on a B vitamin called niacin, for instance, suggested that it could help reduce heart attacks by raising so-called good cholesterol. Years later, a more comprehensive experiment found that it actually had no impact on heart attacks.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Drug companies face this problem all the time. They read about cutting-edge discoveries being made in academic labs, but when they try to reproduce the experiments, they can't.
Yeah.
Scientists at a German pharmaceutical company tried to reproduce the results in 67 published studies, told the readers of Nature magazine that they only succeeded 1/4 of the time.
Oh, my.
An American company named Amgen, AMGEN, found that they could only replicate the results of 6 out of 53 published cancer studies.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
It's not that people are trying to be fraudulent. Sometimes I think they are, but...
Yeah, because they'll stack the deck when they ask people the questions.
Well, it's like when you find out that milk is a better sports drink than Gatorade, or than water, and then you realize the study was paid for by the dairy farmers of America. It's like, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
They just want more milk mustaches on people, that's all.
Hey, there's a lot of good things about milk.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of good things about milk. You just say the good things. You don't have to say it's a better sports drink.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Let me tell you some other news stories that weren't necessarily true. In 1835, here's one. There was a newspaper in New York at that time called the New York Sun. They ran a series of 6 stories that said a British astronomer had observed life on the moon.
Oh.
In 1835.
Oh, my gosh.
The way he discovered it was using an incredible new telescope. He discovered on the moon with this incredible new telescope.
In 1835.
In 1835.
Yes.
Man bats.
Oh.
These are people who can fly like bats.
And don't need oxygen to breathe.
He also discovered with this very incredible telescope beavers that walked on 2 feet and lived in huts constructed better than those of many tribes of human savages. On the moon.
Of course, those beavers are everywhere. They're indestructible, you know.
All right. Let's see. In 1884, Victoria's Daily Colonist newspaper reported that a half-man, half-beast creature had been captured by railway workers
Of
in
course.
Canada.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the Sasquatch legend.
Maybe, yeah.
But nothing came of it. I mean, he wasn't put in like a traveling circus and taken from town to town in a cage for people to make money. They did that.
They called it a British Columbia gorilla. A few days later, the Mainland Guardian reported that the colonist had been duped into believing a story that wasn't true.
Oh, so they didn't look for proof then. Wow.
Although 200 people said they saw the thing.
Yeah.
200 people said they saw the thing.
Yeah. Well, it's probably all the railroad workers. They all decided to play a prank.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hey, let's not forget there was no way the Titanic could sink the way it was built.
The Titanic?
Yeah,
Oh, right. The claim, yeah.
same, right. I wonder how many people bought tickets thinking that they'd be safe.
Every one of them.
All of them, probably. Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, here's another fake story. That wasn't exactly a news story, though. I mean, that was just a claim.
Yeah.
Oh. Gosh, there was a couple of funny ones. Let me find one. All right, here's one from Jason Blair became a reporter. Oh, you remember this story. He became a reporter at the New York Times in 1999, but his stories were fake.
Yes.
And they figured out that he had been writing fake news stories since 1997.
Yeah, that's right.
When he was awarded, he was an award-winning student journalist at the University of Maryland. During his years at the Times, which the newspaper called a low point in its history, he fabricated details and plagiarized in numerous stories.
Yeah, that one we remember.
Several of those stories were about the Beltway sniper attacks in 2002. Those stories were true, but he made up some stuff about them.
Yeah.
He also claimed to have covered the Jessica Lynch story from her hometown, even though he never went there. That sounds like Brian Williams kind of thing.
Exactly. It does. I guess he was Brian Williams' mentor.
You might not remember the name Falcon Heen, do you?
No.
Falcon Heen in 2009 was 6 years old. He lived in Colorado. It was believed that he was inside a runaway helium balloon.
Oh, okay.
Remember that story?
Now I remember the story.
That had
yeah.
floated away from his family's backyard.
Yeah, I remember that now, yes.
That's what his parents told the news, and the parents had the 6-year-old boy hiding in the attic
Yes.
above the family's garage.
Yep, I do remember that now.
Later that evening, during an interview with the Heen family on CNN, Falcon said he didn't come out of the attic when called because they were doing this for the show. That was apparently a reference to plans for a reality show. It was the first aha moment for the local sheriff. Heen's parents would soon plead guilty in the case.
Yeah, I remember that. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And the worst part is teaching your child to lie.
There was a story in Texas about a boy who used his father's credit card to hire 2 hookers.
Oh. Okay.
He hired the 2 hookers not to have sex with him. He was, after all, just a child. How old did I say he
Yeah.
was? He was 13.
Yes.
Okay. The story said he hired them to play the game Halo with him, the video game Halo. He wanted some companions to play the game.
Yeah, so of course.
It wasn't true at all. It was a made-up story.
Yeah, that's wow. Gosh.
Wow.
That is horrible.
Let's see. There was a story. When was this one?
That's why good journalists check everything.
That Congress was threatening to leave the District of Columbia unless a new Capitol building was built.
Yeah. we're not going to play here anymore. We're going to Hawaii.
And in 1934, a pilot in Germany completed something that sounded almost too good to be true. Reporters confirmed that the pilot, Erich Kocher, invented a flying device powered by his own lungs.
Oh, gee.
He strapped it onto himself and was able to fly by blowing into the device. It's now immortalized in the Museum of Hoaxes this April Fool's Day. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Iran nuclear talks continue in Switzerland past a self-imposed deadline, minus the foreign ministers of China, France, and Russia, who left delegations behind to cobble together an outline.
Some of the major sticking points that remain. The pace of lifting UN sanctions. Obviously, the Iranians want them lifted immediately. The types of restrictions on centrifuges.
Fox's Kevin Cork. Protests in Arkansas for the governor to veto a religious freedom bill passed by lawmakers, similar to the controversial one in Indiana, which left its governor calling for a clarification. And an heir to the Getty oil fortune found dead.
Officers arrived at the Los Angeles mansion of Andrew Getty yesterday after a woman called to report that someone had died. They entered and found a dead man in the bathroom. Police did not identify him, but the family confirmed it's 47-year-old Andrew Getty, grandson of the late billionaire oil man J. Paul Getty.
Fox Radio's Steve Rappaport. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Baer.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The number one place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, loss roofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Chip, you never cease to amaze me. What in the world are you building with all those sticks and cardboard?
Well, Mr. Marketing Guy, I'm making signs to announce the great lease offers at Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue.
Really? What do you plan on calling it?
Sign and Ride. Get it?
That's not how it works. Sign and Ride is all about fantastic lease offers on Fusions, Escapes, Fiestas, Explorers, and remaining 2014 Focuses.
Wait a minute. If I understand correctly, Sign and Ride would mean zero down payment?
Right.
Zero first month's payment?
Right again.
And zero due at signing?
Now you're on the right track. Don't waste time. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue today and see how easy it can be to drive off in America's favorite brand.
And if you're planning to buy a new